I've always said that my life is dedicated to the liberation of my country, and I've always considered the finish line be the day that Iranians go to the poll and elect their next future democratic government.
But
as
not
an
you.
instrument, as an agent of change who has been called upon, I'm not shying away from this responsibility. There's a tremendous amount of expectations that my fellow compatriots have in the role I can play to help them in that transition. And, I would stick to this line and say, I'm not going to put the carriage before the horse. I think we need to get to the point that then everybody, including yours truly, can say, okay, what's next? But we need to get to that point. And I need to remain focused because I don't want people to be distracted as to a bunch of hypotheticals.
You think that way has worked?
Pardon?
You think that strategy has worked?
Well, certainly I get the feedback from Iranians that is positive because they see that I'm not doing this for
years.
me. I'm doing it for them.
I get that.
That's a big difference.
But again, so you have to realize, I would like to see, you and I have a similar desire. I do as well for different reasons. However, the difference is the following. Do you think, are there people that you believe would make good leaders for everybody to get behind in Iran? Are there people that you know and you see that you can endorse and vouch for and say, if that guy did it, I'd get behind him. If this guy did it, I'd get behind him. If he did it, I'd get behind him. Do you have certain names that you see?
I'm certain that Iranians don't lack talent in every aspect of managing and running a country, whether they are entrepreneurs, whether they are specialists or scientists or good managers and what have you. They just need to have an opportunity to show up. Under this regime, they could not. All the talent that we've had either been forced to leave the country because of persecution. They had to live away from their country as exiles. They all migrated and became citizens in other countries. And most of them realized that so long as this regime is there, all of these dreams and hopes for rebuilding our country will be unattainable as long as the regime is in place. But immediately, once this regime is gone, everything changes. All the circumstances are provided for all of us, including myself, to be able to help and rebuild our country. But I don't think we need to start putting, titles and positions to anything. I think that has to be a process, which is why I said, look, rather than jumping the gun, let's focus on what needs to happen. I'm prepared to lead this transition. I have taken this
as the leader or as a advisor,
leading the transition, meaning
and going
being
back to
the leader
Iran.
in that transition,
and going back to Iran.
And of course, I can't do it from a distance. I have to be able to be in Iran. The minute the circumstances are ripe for me to be able to be there safely, of course I will do that, and help with that transition. And then we'll see what happens. Let the Iranian people